Burgess here with Music Marketing TV, and today we're looking at Plucks and Mallets by Nightfox Audio. So if we pull it up here, Plucks and Mallets, Nightfox Audio has a bunch of instruments, and they're all kind of based around this notion of a bunch of individual layers that you mix together, or you can use them separate, and you can create, your sounds. They come in a similar GUI, so there's a series of sort of macros down here, a drive control, some effects, additional effects and expression controls, an arpeggiator, and some modulators. So pretty straightforward instrument to get to grips with. It's really more about writing music with it. So let's really quick hear the layers. There are a bunch of presets that you can check out. But the individual layers just show you kind of what's in there. So the sounds you're going to be seeing come out of this thing. You have a harp. You have a glockenspiel, probably a bit higher. Yeah. Chimes, acoustic harmonics, steel tongue drum, a sustained version, a pizzicato cello, and a tight guitar. Some keys, like the little keys that like a kid's toy. Those kinds of things have lots of clunky bits to it, so they don't fit in a lot of places, but sometimes they can be cool, like sort of textural elements. And finally, the EP30. Probably should have done that higher. So there you go. I am in the mood for making some kind of drum and bass, and plucks do good for our quick arpeggiation things. To get some inspiration, I'm going to grab a loop. And we're just going to go for this one because this one is a nice loop. The loop itself, the drums don't have everything I would want, but we're just going to work with this loop as a starting inspiration point. Yeah. So I'm already picturing like a some sort of thing like that. So we're going to grab, that's right, we already have one here. Let's call this our ARP. Let's get the ARP going first and find some cool ARP jazz. Since it's an ARP, we'll make it like a blue color, some sort of a synthy thing. And we will assign this a track so that everything's just nicely organized. We'll keep it away from our drums for now. And okay, so let's see here. ARP, let's grab, what do we want to do for our ARP? So they do have some things in here that could probably lead to some neat inspiration. Let's look at the plucks area. What kind of presets we got? Oh, well, that's a little all over, so we won't use that one. Bit crushy, clean and crisp. Should probably be playing minor chords. Sail On's got potential. We'll start with Sail On. Okay, so with that, by the way, you click up here to close and open it. With that, we've got like a variety of layers sort of brought in. The reverb's been turned up a bit here. And we have no effects, pretty standard stuff. We might want to mess with the glide. I'm going to turn the LFO off. You can get those kinds of effects. Could sometimes be kind of cool. How does it sound in the bass? This could work as a bass thing. We might do it as bass. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we want to write a bass line first. Let's grab the correct MIDI pattern here, put it on down right over here. Maybe a little bit off. No, that was a bad idea. Okay, let's keep going. So maybe we'll just outline a progression. So I'm already picturing here C minor. For this, we'll probably do like 2 chords and that's it. C minor and maybe like a major 3, possibly. Okay, so I came up with this line. It's a bit simpler than what I was thinking of originally, trying to leave some room for some other ideas. And right now, it sounds like this. Oh, something I just noticed too. We got to change our tempo. So I'm going to do that really quick and adjust the line I wrote to fit this, which explains why some of these notes were a little trickier to place than I originally thought they should be. Oh yeah, this makes a lot more sense now. Okay, so here's what I have. Pretty straightforward little bass line. So I really like how this came out. That's actually pretty cool. So things that could be a good idea or a bad idea, maybe to bring up some of the drive. There's additional drive we could get to in the effects if we wanted. Wow, it even actually leaves the highs kind of alone nicely. Oh, so yeah, so I think we're going to do that, and we're going to call that for our, it wound up being a bass. So we're going to change this to bass, and we will make this black, because black is cool. All right, cool. Let's add an actual ARP this time. So let's add another Plucks and Mallets, and see if we can find some inspiration in here that we can move around. Let me find a patch that I think would be a good starting point. Okay, so this wouldn't work, but it's got a cool kind of different vibe that I do think I could use. That kind of a thing. Now, the distortions when you play low, they're going to sound way different high. Yeah. Oh, this one's really cool. It also sounds like it has the glide on in the, let's close this. Yeah, it's got the glide on. Oh man, that sounds flipping awesome. Okay, we're gonna do this. So this will be, we'll call this like chords. Chords are kind of like ARPs, just broken up, or not, they're not broken up. So we're gonna go with that, and we will assign this a new track. And I'm going to write in a chord progression. Now we're in C minor pretty much the whole time here, except like over here. Oh, we do go to the major 3 chord. So let's put like, the intention here is to go to an E flat major there. And then some sort of like a 5 chord. Not really. It's mostly just E flat. So we're going to go, that's our plan though. So let me write in something here that I think would fit well. That's got C minor and E flat major somehow baked in. Okay, so I went with sort of this middle of the road thing with this. They do have some lower notes in here, and it sounds like this. I think I might add some verb on this. Sounds like this. In fact, with the slide, if I bring these over and then have them come down to an E here, what would that be like? Yeah, these are dang cool sounds. I like this patch. Oh, you know what? We'll do that, and we'll have it do one more. Maybe lower. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so drive is already up a little bit of the way. Let's try pumping the verb just more. Okay, let's get that ARP I keep saying I'm gonna do in there, because that's pretty cool. Well, let's get the ARPs going. Plucks and Mallets. This time, let's just go with an individual layer to begin with. So I don't think this will work necessarily, but it will function as a sort of a stand-in for now. Then we can go hunt for maybe a sound that fits better, or maybe it'll just work out. I don't know. It's just the way I like to do things sometimes. So this one will be the ARP. We want it to be this blue color, but like slightly different since it's an ARP. It's got a different job. And we'll send that to the mixer. And let's grab some chords. So C minor, I don't know, let's push in C minor chord. How insane do we want to get here? Do we want to do like choppiness or what? We'll do like a standard up the triad. Maybe a little choppy. Now they do have an ARP pattern generator, but I like to often add like little specific changes, nudge notes around. Sometimes it winds up just being like this and the ARP thing would have been fine. It just depends. I find that I like having the flexibility down the line. And yeah, you could write in lines and stuff. Yeah, there's just a lot more options, right? And I didn't want to go with just a straight E, so I decided to add a 6 in there. Or what is this? A suspended. This is the third. So this is the fourth. So it's an add 4, or whatever you call this thing. It's just not a straight E flat. I took the 5th, pushed it down, so it'd be a 4. Let's do this. But it doesn't stay, since these notes don't sustain for the longest. We are going to resolve it back down after, or up, I should say, here. I don't know. Is it gonna work the way I think it will? Maybe we should just leave it like this and let it clash. We do want the B flat in there. Yeah, so that's the right note. That's what we would want. And we'll adjust some of the notes here. Maybe bring these down to Ds. Now, this kind of works. What would it sound like? High is probably not. Yeah, what about low? Now, we want something living in the middle here. Let's bring in some other layers and check this out. Let's also add a bit of a verb and maybe a touch of cutoff. Wow, this already jumps down so far. Okay, I think this is actually pretty cool. I'm going to see in the EQ if we can't, for this particular layer. So something I did here, I increased the width, so it's going to be a much more immersive sound. Compressor, actually, you know what? The compressor might do the job of what we want. So we're going to have it have a rather aggressive attack and a low threshold. And I just kind of want to squish the attack out of there a bit. Something like this, on the effects, a delay is always an interesting one. We also have a plate verb back here. Oh my gosh. Let's go over a tape delay first. We'll do tempo 1/4. Okay, so this is already pretty cool. The effects really help with the ARP. So something we could mess with here that I like to do is add a bit of a melody kind of a thing, interesting notes. Sometimes it turns into a full-blown theme or motif. Other times it's just a cool thing because I actually think this is a vibe and I don't want to mess too much, like add in things that are going to sort of add distracting elements. So we could try moving the top notes, and this can often work wonders to create interesting moments. The other thing we could do is we could just add in some notes here or there. So what I'm thinking maybe is like a high note that rings out way above everything, and then it just comes down to a note in E flat. Do I want to be chromatic? I don't know. Maybe we go up and then down. And we just have these 3 notes. Maybe that's it. And there you go. That's where I'm going to stop. I think it sounds freaking dope. And right now we've only used, I mean, obviously we have a drum loop here to help, but we've got here a bass, some chords, and an ARP. And that's all we need. And they are all Plucks and Mallets. So you get a really good vibe of sort of what this can do. So I'll just play it through once or twice. So there you have it. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos, and have a blessed day.